So let's talk about the HVAC system. So first off, we're going to talk about basically it's the calculations on the system itself. The load calculation on it is 27,000 BTU. We went with a 2.5 ton unit. And 2.5 ton unit, the optimal airflow is 400 cubic feet of air per ton. 2.5 ton unit, that's 1,000 cubic foot per minute. What the house ended up needing is, 1,035 cubic feet of air per minute. So as you can see here, so up here at the top left, you can see it says Alabama Power Company residential duct design criteria. So anyway, you can see up here at the top left, for your heat pump, you have your tons, and then, your filter grill sizes or whatever, diffuser specifications. So over here to the right, you have the CFM, and you have equivalent duct sizes. So that you determine, what duct size to get your 1,000 cubic feet of air per minute. This is only for hardline. It does, like the main trunk. This isn't for flex. So we had to end up looking up online the flex, what it flows. So if you look here, this is just a rough sketch of, my layout of the house. So if you look down in the very center right there by the living room, you got these little boxes. That's where the unit's going to sit under there. And that's the return box and the output box on the other side. It comes out. Then you got your main trunk line. So I don't know if you can see right there, 10-inch going back toward bedroom number 2, 12-inch going down towards the kitchen, and then right when we get to where the master bedroom wall is, it's going to reduce. It should reduce down to 8, but we're going to end up just doing 10. Now, where you see all the 7s, so it's the 440 at the very top of it. If you see 440, and over there at the very top left for 385. You see all that, CFM, whatever, 1,035 at the very, very top of the page there. Anyway, so where you see the 7s at, that's just the size of the vents, the duct boots and vents and stuff we're going to put in. You got 7-inch where all the 7s are, and then the 5, which is mainly in the bedrooms, in the living room and kitchen. But in the closets in the small room, we got 5s. If you see those 5s, that's for those. So there's the calculation on that. You see the 12-inch and 10-inch. And then we come off of the trunk with, now we just got to go and put all this together. We got the unit in, got it unboxed. What's that? There's papers over here, ain't it? Yeah.
That's dry. 14.3.
Yep. Checked everything out. This is a Sure Comfort unit. I'm pretty sure it's made by Ream, and it came no issues. Only really problem is it had the coil had a few spots like that. Don't know why. I guess when they assembled it, but that's no big deal there. But so yeah, it's a 2-stage unit, a little more efficient. I think it has a 14 something efficiency rating. So after we got all that and checked it out, what we did was we did the auxiliary heat for the inside unit.
That's auxiliary heater package.
Yeah.
Stand in the corner right there. That was on the wall.
How come all this stuff don't already come hooked up in there?
Sometimes, like down in Florida, they don't even put electric heat packages in them because
They don't need the heat that much.
I got to change the coil because I want the drain pan on this side.
Put that auxiliary heat coil in there. Then we flipped the coil on the indoor unit around for the drain pan to be facing the other way, because it comes factory one way, but I need it right side down. So we flipped it around. It has brackets. You drill holes through the unit, mount put the brackets in there, mount them. You can slide the coil down in there in the slots. I don't have my light under here, but I'm gonna be using mostly B-roll. So this is the inside, as you can see. But so after we did that, we hung this indoor unit. We drove the unit down yonder. We're gonna drill through the board and stick them through like that, you said?
Yep.
And then these frames here, well, you know what I meant. These frames is gonna sit under that. Yeah, I mean, it's gonna sit flat across under it like that, yeah. And then the duct comes off of this flange into the air return right here.
Here's the apple.
Apple?
I'm gonna eat a banana.
Eat a banana, that's your bag, your grocery bag.
No, that's my bag that I bring everywhere.
Okay. Used all thread and bent at a 90 on one end, drilled through the wood, you know, and stuck it in there and bolted it down. And normally Dad usually uses unistrut, you know, to hang a unit, but they didn't have any, except it was something way too big, so we just used some of this angle and slotted angle iron. It worked fine too. So then we set the indoor unit, and we put the flanges on to mount these boxes, because the unit is actually right there, as you can see. So we put the flanges on, these boxes screw to on each side for the return and the output. Yeah, bend in the crease and then slide in there like that, like a flange. Now, once we got this set on the hangers, we set the outdoor unit. All we had to do was level, and you saw where it was sitting. We just cut the dirt down level with a shovel and set the pad and set the unit. Got it squared up with the house. There's nothing to that. Down here, if you can see, we put the holes in the block to put the conduit through. Fit.
Yep. What that 8 inches there about.
Well, the block should be 8 inches or 8.5, something like that.
And we'll cut it off about 8.5. That way it's through a little bit on this side.
We ran the copper line and the bare tube, power cord, and the thermostat wire through there, and we run it down through here.
I have to get me a little slack. That will pull me a little bit. There you go.
I'm trying to put it through to the indoor unit, and you know, like I said, it's all B-roll, so you can see it. So all that, everything we did, we hung with this nylon strap that you can see here. I know I'm sorry, it's dark in here. But this nylon strap, so we hung all the copper tubing on with the nylon strap. Mounted the disconnect on the outside, or outside the block, beside the outdoor unit. Then we ran the wire from, you can see it right there. Right there, we ran the wire from the unit inside there, then up to the disconnect, and then to the box over here. A 6-wire thermostat wire, right?
Yes.
Got our insulated tubing run and hung up with straps. And we dealt with it's nylon strap, we just dealt with the end of it, put a screw in it so it won't tear. Got our other tubing, bare tubing, and our 6-wire thermostat wire, and our 10 tube running the same length just through the straps. And we'll go back and zip tie it all together down through here. After we get it tied in, you got to tie it right there to that tubing. You can see that flexible conduit we used.
So you can turn and staple. That's a requirement.
After that, we soldered the copper line to the unit. Getting the burrs out. Put the rag you see around it. We put the wet rag around it to keep it from melting. There's nylon seals inside, so we put that around there to keep it cool, so when you solder it, don't melt it. We soldered the dryer in and hooked up the wires.
I think the first time I've done that though.
So where's some thermostat and 6-wire? That's them color ones right there. It's these little valve things, like valve stem things in this
Where
cat.
you screw your lines on there, but I gotta leave them out till I weld that in there so the pressure has somewhere to go. The one up here goes on this board to the change is a reversing valve. Alright, what do you do with them screws?
My hand? Tree of them. Tree. Come in here, we soldered the inside lines to the inside unit.
Probably 2 o'clock position.
How much Freon?
It's 0.6 ounces per foot over 15 feet.
Poured a vacuum on it so we can put the Freon in. About a 15 quarter. That tight ain't it?
Granddaddy is.
We made a little jig for 2 different size.
Between
you 2 marks there?
Well, that's a center for the 10-inch one, that's center for the 12-inch one.
Oh, okay. Two different size floor vents, and we cut out the vent holes. Gotta get the first one in. After that, we made up the insulation duct boots for the flex to run to the main trunk. That's it. What? You won? You racing them?
Yeah, we were racing, and this one losed it.
Yeah. Yeah. That's the boot, huh?
I'm ready to put in the float.
Alright, well, I'm gonna go cut these other ones while you're doing them. Then we fit together all the trunk pieces.
Always start that in right there and it just load up on it like that.
Just flip it.
And just flips in. Straighten that out.
And then we put them together. The straight end goes over the crimped end, and then we screwed it all together. Then we taped all the seams, getting off your line. We hung all the main trunk hard duct up and got it level.
$12" down to pretty close to where the bedroom wall is.
Bedroom wall, like where the kitchen and the wall starts.
Yeah, your kitchen.
And then reduce it down.
Then reduce it down to.
Alright. There it is. After that, we mounted the duct box units, which is this one we had made up. A guy who does heat and air full time for a living. Made these up for us for the return, and this side, and we mounted those. After that, we went and cut the holes in the boxes for the flange that the main trunk goes on. Put the flanges on and take the seams up. Running downhill. Then we went around and we used a level and marked all the runouts and cut those.
Dada, like candy, that candies, like the ones which is goldfish. Candy. 1, 2, 3. That's all the wrapper. But I did it. Now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's the other side. And down here.
After that, we went with some the sealer, and we painted it all over all of the seams where all the tape's at and everything else. A lot of times, some people just use tape, some people use just the sealer, but he used both, and he's never had trouble doing that. After that, we built the air return box.
I mean, you weigh your feelings.
Yeah.
Now, lay down and start on the other screw.
You missed the edge of the darn. Yeah, we'll see that. Well, there's one.
Gotta run the drain from there and hook the auxiliary switch up. And gotta hook the thermostat wired up too. Got the drain started in there. That's the cap right here. It's not glued in, it comes out. For maintenance, unstopping drains, whatever. This is an auxiliary drain switch. For some reason, if this drain gets stopped up, to keep from putting water all under the house, it wires in series with your control power. So if it gets water in this switch here, then it will cut your air off to keep from getting a bunch of water under your house. So now I got to run that way and knock a hole through the wall and run the pipe on over from here. All right, drain comes over and comes out right there. Comes from the unit and goes up right there. It has to have a trap in it because to keep from sucking hot air in the summertime and keeps the drain draining right. Got the auxiliary drain pan wires ran over, and all of them over here, and just got to make them all up right here on the unit thermostat wires according to what the book says. Thermostat wires all hooked up, and double check them on the outdoor unit, make sure all the colors is right, and then we're gonna put some breakers in and give it a try. All right, gotta put thermostat wires and all on, program thermostat, and get the breakers in.
Like I said, I know you can't see good, but we got all the runouts run everywhere and down there. It just comes off of this.
You can change the doggone. Which one's this calibrate? You're gonna have to let it wait 5 minutes. It has to be knocked off 5 minutes before it come on, or 5 minutes after power.
What's on? That thing quiet. Yep. So the flexible conduit I was talking about, it just goes from here, just inside that, so that it doesn't get water in there. So then we built the air return here. Obviously had it framed out already, or the hole here framed out already for the vent. And then we had to frame out the box and cut the floor out and put a blocking in between the joist to seal off, you know, the box in between the joist there. Then we cut out a piece of plywood for the return flange, installed the return flange on it. After that, we went and wrapped insulation around all the main trunk, and stapled it up and taped the seams. Then we installed the flex from the boots and the floor vents. The boots that go on the floor vents here, and put the flex on the runouts and zip tied them down, and then we installed the return grill here. And we programmed the mount of the thermostat. This plate runs on it, and as you can see, right there, we just come up through the floor and up through the wall where the thermostat goes, and we left some slack. Left some slack because once we put the walls on here, we got to take the plate back off, put the walls, you know, mount the plate back on, and we have wire coming through that, and we just cut it off, shorten it up where we need it. Then after that, we test ran it to make sure it was doing good. You know, coming here, made sure all the vents were open, and made sure, which they're closed now because I've been doing some stuff I didn't want insulation to get down in there. They were blowing right. And here, I forgot, we put that board there just because there's a gap. The wall's going to cover that up, but we put that temporarily so it don't just suck dirt in there. So it has to go through the filter, although we haven't really been running it. But it was blowing cold air on cool inside and hot air inside. But, you know, when it's on heat and you come out here, you can feel the air blowing out from the fan motor there, and it's generally pretty cool. And if it's running on a cool, you know, AC inside, the air that's blowing out here is warm, and so it's working just like it should. Now obviously the vents, you know, we got to go back. We put flooring in down, so we just lift the vents up out of the floor, you know, run our floor around it, and then we set the vents down in there on top of the floor, and it's done. Then that's pretty much the whole system there. And I already mentioned taking the thermostat out, but it runs like it should. It's supposed to be pretty efficient. And like I said, the two-stage unit runs a little different than the old school ones. And they got some newer stuff, but we got it all done up. The vents we used, which I'll talk about this in the first part of the video, when we were talking about the duct sizing and the vents and everything. But you know, the bigger areas, we got the 7-inch vents, and in the small areas, you got the smaller vent. All the vents pretty much running, you know, parallel with the walls, except for a couple. This one's running this way because I'm gonna have a desk here, and it's gonna be out away from it. And then this one, we're really having a hard time trying to figure out where we want to put this one because we needed one more vent over here somewhere. But this is the kitchen, you know, the cabinets are going right here and we don't want to be out just standing on it. So we just put it right up next. That's basically where the corner of the cabinets are coming out, and the stove is here. So, I mean, really didn't want it next to the stove either, but we really didn't have, so I'm saying, anywhere to put it. It would have been right in front of the sink. So we needed it kind of in this area. We didn't want to get too close to that one. So that's just kind of how it ended up right there. And that's going to wrap it up for the HVAC system video.